Talking about here with Texas A&M.
Yeah, listen, MU have been putting together some really good performances in general. Like we were talking about, this is being their roster. KHS, Bing Chilling, Teeny, Osti Frosty, and Joba is the squad for TAMU. We'll talk a little bit more about them, but before we do that, let's introduce you to their opposition in Northwood University. Though I don't really know that they need all that much introducing. They are Logan, Benji, Dip, Ollie, and Darkest. If you haven't kind of been following, the only difference between this season and last is Ferbsa gone, Logan in from that Fisher roster, which in and of itself is a little bit crazy, but a Northwood that is prone to bleeding nowadays. They've not been perfect anymore, which is crazy after 2 years of basically undefeatedness. But hey, it's really opened the door for other teams to kind of jump in there.
I genuinely think that they've lost the same amount of matches in this season of NECC that they have lost in the past 2 years. So definitely a change of pace when you're a collegiate Valorant connoisseur and looking at this Northwood team and saying, hey, is Northwood just not Northwood anymore? I mean, that's to be determined to see if they're actually going to win out on these leagues in the grand scheme of things, and maybe it's just a bump in the road of their glory that has been. But let's take a look at what this best of three is going to be looking at when it comes down to the maps, Vincent, because you know, it's not going to be totally out of the realm of chaos right now. It's Haven, map number 1, Lotus, map number 2, and Bind, map number 3. So kind of similarities when you're looking at maps 1 and 2. We get both kind of triple bomb site maps, and then Bind to finish it off.
Yeah, I mean, Haven is a classic, and TAMU actually electing to bring it here, but you and I both know this is a Northwood bread and butter type of map.
Yeah.
But that's true for a lot of collegiate teams, so it's unsurprising to see Texas A&M bring it to Haven. Lotus is the new Haven, though. I'm telling you, we were talking about it in the green room.
It's a good shout.
We see a ton of Lotus. I think that's true. It's actually true in general, not just in the collegiate sense, but like everybody plays Lotus nowadays. It's kind of replaced a little bit Ascent in that like everybody plays it map outside of Haven. We are left at Bind, our decider. Should it be necessary? But honestly, the question is it going to be necessary? For me, I just don't know. This is entirely up in the air. Two teams that have been very much a difficult team to best overall this season, but when Darkest is in the server, this Northwood team are much more themselves than when he isn't, and he's here tonight.
I like that you're kind of putting the focus on Northwood here, because it's generally up to which Northwood are we getting. I mean, nobody expects them, when you look at a stat sheet, to not be at the top, but here we are. They're sitting 3-2 in the standings, even with Texas A&M Maroon, who just seem to be getting better every time they jump in towards the server. So Northwood need to come out looking their best right now. They don't want to face yet another loss here in Collegiate Valorant as they fall, you know, further and further down these standings. And if Texas A&M Maroon can do that, take them down in this best of 3, that is going to look really good for this college as we're heading in with Haven on our map 1. We are looking at this agent selection, and it's nothing out of the ordinary just yet. You know, as you expect to see, is Sova, Killjoy, Breach. Nothing too terrible here. I expect Jobo maybe to pop in on that Sentinel, probably seeing a Killjoy on the other side and an even mirror matchup.
Indeed, and just to contextualize this matchup in general, right? This is a Northwood team that, like we said, has, you know, prior to this season has really been uncontested number 1, dropped to 3 in the power rankings over the last couple of months, just with some losses here and there. But TAMU, they're at a cool number 8. It's 2 top 10 teams matching up in the Legends division. So getting it underway. Indeed, looks like Joba unsure of what you're going to see. I have been seeing a bit more of the Viper, actually. So I wouldn't be that crazy to see a Viper come through. I'd be down for it.
I was kind of scolding Marks about it yesterday too when we were talking about the Viper coming out on Haven. It's like, yes, you can play that double controller composition on a map like Haven, but at the same time, I just prefer to see that Sentinel, just prefer to see, you know, a Killjoy able to, you know, delay some spike plants, you know, set up for a post plant, you know, really well. I don't think, you know, with a Sova being in play, Viper is usually like a really good pick because Sova is just so good at countering that Viper.
Yeah, it certainly can be. I think there's an argument to be made, especially for the attacker side. If you wanted to run it, denying information on that A area of the map, getting towards sewer for free, essentially, and forcing a bunch of utility. But we won't be seeing it. I'm sure, happy about that, considering the KJ ×2. Unsurprisingly, on the Northwood side, this is what we always see from them. But
Viper's stinky.
You say what?
Viper's stinky.
Okay.
Yeah, I said it.
What is the context?
I said it.
You just slandered Viper.
Yeah, I did. Somebody's got to say it at some point.
All right. A slander of the Viper will not continue. We got a game to play.
Oh, Logan connects with a shot, gets 2. Teeny's going to drop, and Spike is now inside of B. Somehow Big Chillin's going to get a freebie through the smoke, and Darkest, who had a shorty in hand, a good chance of finding a little bit more. Going to bring this into an even 3-on-3.
Big Chilling found 2 there. KHS, gotta be checking that. Now it's real danger of that bot actually getting a kill in a moment. Oh, it might happen. That was close.
Paranoia on towards Ali. Sonar's going to give away Joba and Big Chilling. And inside of this swing, Ali and Dip able to knock down a quick 2. KHS on that 6 HP. Might not drop to the turret, but Benji will end up getting that kill nonetheless.
A really aggressive early round from Texas A&M. They just running it into the B site where Being Chilling, honestly, is so lucky to get those 2 kills. Like, the random frag through the smoke was absurd, but fortunately for Northwood, Logan able to hit the first 2 shots, and the utility holding back the further onslaught from Tamu Maroon. Sans those 3 kills from Being Chilling. Nobody actually picking up anything else on the Tamu side. Here's that early utility I was just talking about that the Viper could, on paper, help you out with. Unfortunately, there's a lot of guns in the hands of Northwood.
Yeah, a lot of good guns, too. You see Logan with that Vandal already being confident in the aggression through sewers. Vandal is able to collect a kill, too, so just kind of chopping down Texas A&M to bits for the moment. Logan being the only change that Northwood has made to their roster in, what has been their tenure on top of Collegiate Valorant. So it's one of those players that I always look at Logan this year as he's got big shoes to fill. And so far it's been good, but it hasn't been the same.
I mean, in fairness to Logan, yeah, big shoes to fill, but he was already filling big shoes over at Fisher. And
he was.
Fisher, to a lot, I'm going to make everybody mad. To a lot of people, the undisputed number 2 team.
No, that's fair.
I'm not saying I'm in that boat, but you could make the argument.
It's a fair argument to make, too. I mean, Fisher just continued to climb. Logan jumped ship over towards Northwood, and he's looking to do A-OK still. Has that updraft in case he wants to take some height here, but just teasing for some information through sewers as Texas A&M continue to lose members at the start of these rounds and then slow their roll. But it is going to be an explosive exit out towards site. Dip stunned up. Aussie Frosty, a lot of damage going to be taken, but gets 2. A double kill from the Jet, 1 from Joba. They break the site for the spike plant.
Yeah, just well coordinated, right? Tamu able to get in all at the same time. Basically a triple swing onto that player on site. Here's the retake. 2-on-3. Low HP for the Jet as well, making life a little bit more difficult. But the Spectre in hand and a Marshall on the other side. Not ideal.
Last player standing.
Not at all. Now it's just down to that Spectre. Lovely from Texas A&M to break that site over towards A, then set up that post plant just to play off of each other's trades. The contact and the communication looking solid here for Texas A&M on their rifle round.
Yeah, and despite Logan getting that opening pick, Tamu able to just stall out a little bit, then hit the site together, playing the multiple swings at the same time and connecting the shots. They're going to be forcing this back towards the A side, at least initially. All but 1 player, actually all 5 now, of Tamu joining the fray. And it'll be the operator out towards mid to make that early connection.
Operator's going to find no information. Dip spots out the lone player. knows that there is pressure towards sewers as Texas A&M, it seems like they are still looking to exploit this A side, and this is the right call to make. You are going to get a late rotation from Northwood to help out Dip. At the same time, it doesn't seem like Northwood really want to populate A. Darkus might just be sticking around to see if he can find one, but no, Dark is going to sit on default. Aussie Frosty's going to be the first one in, sprays through the dark cover, gets nothing.
So this sets up a really interesting retake because it's 5v5. That shock dart doesn't quite do it. So no denial of the plant. Being Chilling gets it down. And the Blade Storm available, but Rip Benji is getting fouled. Gotta be aware of this possibility with 5 alive. Joba certainly looking at the flank. And Northwood cut to 4 as the retake gets started.
And look at this, the Nanostorm's going to be blocking off Logan. The Op's not going to get in for free. Aussie Frosty chilling in the corner with the Omen on the crossfire. Northwood get denied their way back in towards the site with 2 HP on Ollie. It just seems like it's going to be the call to save these rifles for next.
Is he somehow even lower? Is Darkus lower than Ollie is? In HP? I just can't see any red.
No. I think there's a little bit more for Darkus than there is Ollie.
I just can't even see the bar.
It's like the difference between like 6 HP and 2 HP I'm looking at.
Okay. Your eye is better than mine, I guess, because I was not seeing anything.
I got my bifocals on.
Gotcha. Well, Northwood, you're going to have to put their bifocals on, study up, because that was not good. And a bit of a mistake from Benji on the flank. Thought maybe could catch a timing, but Joba watching the KJ duel going down, and not so much a duel when one man had a knife out.
So what's the point of holding a knife in that position anyways? Like,
well, you know, you're faster.
It seems very lazy.
No. I mean, you're going to get to that flank quicker. You're going to get into position faster.
But he was at the flank. Why would you peek the corner with the knife?
Well, I didn't think he was going to be there, CMoore.
In a 4 versus 5 retake, you have to expect somebody to be there.
How am I defending this? You're right. What have I done? Mistake made. Hunter's Fury out. It's going to catch one. Dip, fantastic at getting this damage. But actually, got a tag on the KHS. Didn't follow that up to try and get the final one. Just trying to anticipate where they're going. Dip, one of the best in the business at that, though. A rare opportunity missed for him.
I think that's some fancy footwork from KHS. And you really have to give him some respect there that he's able to do that. Logan's on a very aggressive angle. You see the pings from Texas A&M. They should clear this. And they're going to work together, 2 members. Do they look left or do they look right? Well, first it's going to be Aussie Frosty looking to the right. It's going to cost him. Theeny's right there to get the trade. Doubles down into Darkus too. Another maybe mistake here made by Northwood.
Must-hit shot right there from Darkus that doesn't go his way. That should be a little bit of damage with that shock dart at the very least. And this is an aggressive hold, but a crossfire set and the Rolling Thunder should seal it.
I like that. Theeny's going to use that Rolling Thunder to take space towards the spot of Northwood. Benji tried to pull a fast one with the Bucky from heaven, but instead misses the first shot. 2 members able to react and shut it down. And Texas A&M Maroon Vincent 3 rounds on the bounce to take their lead.
Man, that Bucky, fickle mistress, I tell you what. Miss one shot, even by an inch, and you're dead, man. That's exactly what Benji found out the hard way. Coming through from heaven. Just a little bit of panic here for Logan as well. Hits the first one, and, I mean, play that back 10 times over, and Logan gets like 3 kills in a row there.
Bucky was so close.
I know, right? Just a little bit higher. It's hard as well when you're falling, but kind of a round of close, right? Like the Blades, the Bucky, then that Rolling Thunder really stomping on what Northwood were putting together. But hey, that was technically an eco.
And it does seem like the timing has been a little bit off in the past couple of rounds for Northwood. I like that from Logan to play off of the fault line. Get that initial kill yet again and get away. But 3 members going to be here. Texas A&M still choosing to push into this, and they're losing so many members. Dip's going to fall, but is it already too late?
CMoore, Logan cannot keep getting away with this, man. Please.
How do you stop him?
Tamu needs to stop walking through that smoke.
For free, at least. They need to flash something.
I mean, that's what it's like 4 rounds, and it's only been 5 rounds into the game.
Darkest looking for his first kill of the round, but no, Chopa continues to give Darkest that donut. Now Logan's going to be under pressure, 3 different angles. They know exactly where the Jet is. They swing together down, but now it's Ali's turn to get into the site. Denied by Chopa once more. Texas A&M Maroon just doing a fantastic job, Vincent, at trading each other out. Now they know where Benji is. I imagine both of them going to swing at the exact same time, but no! Chopa gets ahead of him, and I don't know what the call was from Bing Chilling to walk back over towards Sewer, but he's going to try to play the time on the spike.
I mean, it might end up being a good call. Still a bot there for Benji, should he want to put it out.
Oh, he knows. He's got to go. Time's going to be so low. TP in from Big Chilling. Benji's got an idea, but he doesn't fully know. Now the smoke's going to dissipate. Time way too far gone. Benji's got no choice but to hit that defuse. And Texas A&M Maroon denied the next one. What a play from Benji to stick it to half.
Yeah, just patience was the plan there for Being Chilling. And hey, to be fair, he executed that patience play to perfection. Unfortunately, 6 bullets was enough, even through the radiant boxes there on site, to do the damage. And just over a second remaining on that timer. Gotta give a credit as well over to Benji. Continuing to stick to half there as he hears the Shrouded Step coming through. That's terrifying. I mean, it's almost Halloween, but talk about potential for jump scares.
I mean, that's why he's a collegiate champion.
You know what? That's a fair point. This is what I'm talking about. Guys, stop letting him get away with it. Logan's been there like every other round.
So much damage early on from Logan, too. I mean, if he can keep that up and, you know, he can get a little bit more support from the rest of the team when it comes to holding this A site, and it doesn't come down to clutch play after clutch play, and he is doing a lot of work for Northwood right now in the initial parts of these rounds.
Putting together, I mean, that's his job, right? Getting some of those early engagements as a duelist, that's often what you're looking to do on Haven. And listen, let me credit Texas A&M a little bit there. I mean, I say that they can't keep getting away with it. To be fair, Logan is very much swapping up the timing of that push. So it's not as if it's at the same time every round. They're looking, and then they're looking away. They think it's clear, and it's not.
That's what separates the good from the great. Another fault line. Logan pushing down long out of the open with the help of Dip. They cut down KHS. Joba quickly going to get the trade. We're into a 4 versus 4. Texas A&M, they do have the lockdown, so they can continue to push down the pressure, and that is exactly what we're going to get. Lockdown so early over towards A. Seems like Texas A&M really trying to sell this execute.
Look at this. This is absurd from Darkest.
And it works.
I mean, well, it works and it doesn't. Aussie Frosty was already on the site, and the blades make the difference. But I love the aggression there from Darkest. Has support in the form of Logan, and it cuts it to a 2-on-2, a very winnable scenario.
Oh, now Aussie Frosty just has to play off this contact. Bing Chilling down to half HP, and Northwood going to swing this one together. Ali a little bit ahead of the jump, and it's going to be Benji to swing off Ali's contact. Both teams looking to make the exact same play. Just nice shots there from Benji to get the better.
Yeah, it's one of those moments where it's just pure aim skill in that moment, and Darkest just full commitment there. And in fairness, if Logan doesn't like barely get caught in that lockdown, I think that's a situation that North would come out on top of, like, from the rip. Don't even need the 2v2 clutch, but the 2v2 worked in their favor anyway. It'll be another purchase here for Texas A&M. They tried to invest what they could, the Blade Storm and the lockdown in the last round, and it worked to a certain degree. But now they have the full weaponry to work with, and guess where Logan's at? Just take a gander, CMoore.
He's in sewer.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have to look. I am looking, but I didn't have to.
No,
Big Chilling's gonna from the shadows. That's a great spot to be in. They have garage control, and Dark is gonna need some help, though. He loses it. Ali drops Aussie. Frosty gets 2. And now the ping onto Benji's location somehow takes down Aussie Frosty before falling. And I love this call from Dip to invest the Hunter's Fury, slowing down the tempo of Texas A&M Maroon.
Yeah. denying the plant for just a couple of moments. It's actually a 2-on-3, so winnable in numbers. The problem is Joba's position. Dip is cleared at a lot of space, but they didn't see Joba, and Dip is almost certainly dead to Joba here.
Remaining.
Yeah. And if it weren't for that, the Hunter's Fury would close this round in the favor of Tamu anyway.
You know, actually, hats off to Dip for continuing to clear that, even though the drone didn't spot Joba.
Stay down.
Just goes to show the knowledge for this Northwood team. Logan in a 1 versus 3, made 1v2, but time wasn't in his favor. The setup wasn't there. No information for what Logan was walking into. 11-7 for this Jet, but it's just not enough to put away that round. Texas A&M continue to fight and keep this scrappy. We're tied 4-4.
Here. This has been electrifying. Tamu kind of showing exactly why where they are at makes sense in the rankings, and Northwood, well, we know what we got with them, but for the moment, some mistakes made, I think it's fair to say, and some very good aggressive plays from Texas A&M, that being one of them in the last round. How quickly they were able to scale towards that from the shadows is exactly what you want to see. That put pressure onto Darkest, and everything fell into place from there.
Boy with the sheriff. Ooh, dark cover goes down, spots Joba right away. I love the re-aggression off the drone, but if they do push in, you wouldn't know Dip's going to be hiding in the corner, but unfortunately for Dip, this is not where they're going to be going to, and the alarm bot's going to give away the pressure and the aggression now coming out from these A players.
They don't know there's multiple players there, and Benji's actually going to overwhelm Aussie Frosty. Bit of a surprise, and Benji has a Bulldog.
Oh, Benji. Benji almost gets 2! It's big out of Big Chilling to continue to trade for Texas A&M, but we're somehow in a 2 versus 2.
This is an eco. I mean, full eco. Basically no guns.
Darkest. They don't know. Darkest in the right click.
Free gun, by the way.
It's a Vandal now. Upgrades for Northwood. KHS is in a 2 versus 1. They don't know where the Sova's going to be. Both have to swing together. They look the wrong way in lineup. KHS.
Don't worry. You're with me.
Lines up both members in the 2v1. Plays it safe, secure, and quiet as a church mouse.
What's crazy about this? I mean, that's... Anyway, we'll just move on. What's crazy about this is clearly Darkest and Dip thinking, this guy's got a Hunter's Fury. Why the hell would he be on the site? Why would he be taking this fight? There's no reason to be that far forward. If you're KHS, like on paper, you just look and hit tab and you're like, oh, okay. Gonna be playing the post plant with the Hunter's Fury. Not this time.
No.
KHS.
Placing swarm grenade.
In a position that, honestly, how could Northwood have even thought of that?
Aussie Frosty, a little bit of damage from his teammates. Hunter's Fury, Benji's gonna be blind, trying to live. Ali gets 1. Not before Joba sets up to get that trade, and I love this. Texas A&M, immediately they get what they need. There you go.
You know, isn't that what we're all trying to do, CMoore? Just live.
Just live.
It's very relatable, you know? Game of VALORANT.
No way. That was that. I want to replay after this one. That hit.
I know. It really looked like it. Maybe just moving at the end. Yeah, it looked like it was on target. Look at this, though. There is the possibility this B flank comes to fruition very, very quickly. Dip is looking that way, but it's missed the timing. Yes, entirely gone. KHS, flanking Sova. Who would have thought?
What? This is insane. No information to these sites, but KHS doesn't need to. He's getting the kills. Shot Dip in the back of the head. Darkest. Little play for some angles. Fault line over towards Dini. It's Breach v Breach. Spike down. Darkest, a double kill to keep this alive. As KHS continuing to be an issue. Joba's made his way through. Oh, Logan! Dunks on Joba. You gotta be kidding me. And now KHS has to do everything. 11 seconds left. There's no time.
There might just be time. He's on a run, but surely the denial. I don't think he got it in time. Yeah, just barely. Darkest doing darkest things, CMoore. That is what this round comes down to. I mean, Logan missing that initial shot, but this is Darkest winning the round.
30 seconds
Quick
left.
and easy. And oh my goodness, Teeny team flashed themselves, I think.
Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. Oh, that is... Joba's going to be thinking about that for a couple days.
Dude's having nightmares currently and throughout the night and tomorrow night. Well, like, he's going to be, like, sleepless. He's going to have a combo with his team. So, like, you just watch a scary movie. You were up all night? No. I'm still thinking about that one shot, man. Oh, no.
Judge Frosty leading in over towards B. They know exactly where Ollie is. But are they going to be able to get anything over this Guardian? It's a Judge and Teeny shut down and second onto Big Chilling. Nice for KHS to hold the flank. The spike is down.
Judge.
But now they have to deal with the retake. Judge up close and personal. KHS lands a shock dart. 2 kills to bring this into a 2 versus 2. KHS at range. Aussie Frosty is still lingering with this Judge. Dip's going to be watching over the dark cover, and they know exactly where Aussie Frosty is. KHS going to get clipped by Darkest, and he does it again. Darkest for the clutch kill at the end to put Northwood back in the lead.
Man, Bladestorms really just haven't been having a good time. Logan on the flank. I know this is like secondary to the round, but something I've been noticing, CMoore. Like, just in the air, floating, Bladestorm, insta-dead. Headshot straight from a Vandal. It's been the storyline for these poor Jets.
I feel like sometimes the Bladestorm has more accuracy in the air than it does when you're just walking with it.
That does feel true, even though I know it to be not true.
It's not
it feels
true,
that way.
But yeah.
Look at this buy. It's a bit all over the place, unfortunately, for Texas A&M.
It is last round, too.
Yeah, I mean, they were already struggling on the buy last round, and, well, they lost again, so it didn't get all that much better. But the Bladestorm, maybe this will be the turning point.
Playing for a 7-5, might just lead Northwood for a 7-5 here for Texas A&M. Dip, another Hunter's Fury. 3 so far in this half alone. Aftershocks going to force Aussie Frosty out, only down to 70 HP. 5 versus 5 for the retake. Lockdown available for Northwood.
Oh, they're going to invest that immediately. Being Chilling. Here to try and deny it, Ollie, very quickly there instead. And this will be entirety of the offense cut out of the sight. Nobody caught in the lockdown, though.
Aussie Frosty. Blade's not going to hit. The TP in behind. Benji.
Enemy remaining.
Gonna have to be heads on a swivel right now for Joba. No chance to look at the spike as it gets diffused. Northwood take a 2-round lead heading into the second half.
Switching
Oh.
After some big plays coming out of Dip, Darkest, and Ali.
Remember what worked in the past.
And, I mean, let's keep in mind that this is a lead for Northwood when Tamu had some big clutch rounds. I mean, think KHS, that 1v2, to save what would have been an eco win for Northwood. This is the better scenario for Tamu. We'll see what they have on the defensive side. But Northwood,
I will add on to that, even saying that for Texas A&M Maroon, a lot of those rounds too, they were playing a 4 versus 5 with how many times Logan was getting first bloods through sewers.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Bit of a tough pill to swallow if you're Tamu. Hopefully that'll change, though, as the C's sign under fire. Nobody here.
Nobody here. Spike goes down, planted for long, but at the same time, it's planted for so many angles for Northwood to just lock down the site.
So what was a 3-player push up A long, now is on the flank.
Joba, what a flash coming out from Darkest. Ollie's able to swing that for free. Now on an angle, it's Benji and Logan looking to hold off this flank, but here they come, trampling through. Nice kill into KHS is going to give Northwood an exit over towards the defender's spawn. And as they pivot back with safety behind them, they look forward, they take down the 3 flankers, and they take the pistol round once more.
This is what separates Northwood from a lot of teams. It's their decision-making and the swiftness of it. They know for a fact that there's 2 players coming up from the flank almost immediately. And so what do? Instead of trying to bet in, play for the retake, that means that there's only one more player anywhere else, whether coming from Garage or from CT, it doesn't matter. And so they group up, fight that player CT, and then engage everybody on the flank after that smoke goes down. The swiftness of that decision being made is what makes Northwood so scary.
They jumped the teammate before the war. It's dirty, but like...
But you got to respect it a little.
In the video game.
In the video. Okay. What? You think I was talking about anything else? Come on, CMoore.
Early garage control here for Northwood. Ollie's working his way up long. Marshall Frosty. I thought that hit. Dip's going to find the first of the round. Logan's already on site. So much pressure on towards Texas A&M, and Logan's going to collect it all. Ollie did take down TD first, but Texas A&M, they just get swept under the rug.
They were pushing C. I turned away, and the round was over. Apparently that's what happened. Logan just, go kill, and the flank denied immediately. It was Benji, I think, over there. Tamu, at the very least, gonna get the gun round out now. Bit of a bonus here for Northwood as well. Northwood kind of keeping things close to their chests in those couple of rounds, though. I mean, it was two rounds where they fast hit C. There wasn't a lot to break down or get used to or anything at all. The Samu pushed C themselves this time around, but hearing that dash, I think that's what allows Northwood or makes that decision for them to head towards B.
Another first blood for Logan. He just keeps tallying them up. I can't wait to see the scoreboard.
I know.
Double digits on the horizon for Northwood here as they're going to find an exit towards A-Link. Teeny's going to set up an aftershock to clear the backside of B, but has to put all his focus through these members. He's going to get a rude awakening as he turns around. It's Ali to clip that head. On site, so much noise made from Texas A&M, but Northwood really don't have to do anything.
How do you get in? There's so much utility. All in the way. And an aftershock to follow that. That was Nanoswarm, aftershock.
It's done. The round is over.
See you later, guys. Nice playing Valorant, I guess. Ollie? Ollie?
Okay.
Gotta be careful.
He's not used to it being planted on that side of B.
That's true, yeah. Rare that happens. Just to go back to it real fast, though, the reason that Northwood go fast B there, I think they were looking to maybe get garage control initially, but they hear Austy Frosty dash forward at C long, and potentially another bit of audio cue. I don't know what they heard, but they definitely heard that dash, and I think that's part of the reason that they adjusted B so quickly and planted towards A-Link, knowing, hey, there's max one in A probably.
So now they're doing the complete opposite. Aggression through A.
Look at the forward position in mid.
Yeah, Aussie Frosty's getting a lot of space through the middle of the map, but KHS is going to need a little bit of backup soon. Forced in towards Sewer. Teeny, no chance to get on site, and Benji was such a big kill to clear the site.
Joba just trying to preempt things, and I mean, Teeny at least get something done. How is this cut to a 1v2?
I mean, it's just Texas A&M Maroon, always good for getting trades, keeping it scrappy, but
strong because we are together. Don't forget
struggling at staying alive at the early portions of this game. They're always playing 4 versus 5s, I feel.
And even in a round like that, where honestly they weren't, right? They were playing 5v5. Even then, the player who was making the right decisions to stay alive, that was KHS on the side, forced into Sewer, as you mentioned. Benji's just waiting, watching. 35 seconds into the round, knows that possibility exists, despite the fact that there was cues as if there was a flank coming.
Yeah, it's just, again, it's KHS trying to make some hero plays there. And don't like to see that from Texas A&M. Aussie Frosty forced out from the Hunter's Fury. Trades continuing between each team, but it's, again, Northwood to walk away with the advantage. 2 versus 1. Joba last alive. Gonna have to see if you can clutch up to keep Northwood away from map point here on Haven. Texas A&M's map pick. Joba looking for some information here with the Guardian. Gonna swing around at the 1v1. Brings it down to just Joba and Darkus. But 5 HP tries to get some timing. Darkus is not planting the spike. He's waiting. And a heads-up play to beat out Joba in the 1v1.
I mean, just the decision-making from Darkus there. Supreme confidence to be swinging that angle again. Knew that he had done some damage, I guess is fair to say. But currently, Northwood undefeated on this attack side. Yet to drop around, and I mean, just cast your mind back, CMoore, to was like 5-5 at one point. They were trading rounds all during the first half, and here we are. A TAMU, really just a small version of what they were in the first half. Shadow of themselves.
Yeah. Texas A&M just haven't been able to get anything going. Jobo looking to be a rat in the garage. Walks away with 1 kill, and the judge. Secondary is going to come from the Blaze Storm of Hosty Frosty, and third, the Hunter's Fury is down to a 2 versus 3. So finally, Texas A&M, they do have a little bit of an edge here, and Big Chilling's going to make it almost secure. 1v3 for Ollie, 57 HP, full utility in this Omen, but it's the health that's the issue.
Yeah, unfortunately, no way to return that to its former glory. What there is a way to do is isolate some of these duels. Look at how split up the defense is. Because TAMU, I mean, with Ollie having the spike, they don't know where this spike is headed. Could be going C, could be B, who knows? All TBD.
Cover going out.
Crazy for Ollie just to plan out in the open. Surely not. Okay.
Spike planted.
I guess the spike plant, so technically this is doable, but what a play from Big Chilling. The slow drop of the smoke provides a makeshift one-way, and Ollie has no idea. That is incredible.
Yeah, Ollie probably not in a good position to win that anyway, but with the HP and such. Texas
Give
A&M,
himself a chance.
you know, finally on the board here in the second half. It's been a long time coming, and honestly, they haven't been playing badly. It really has been Northwood terrorizing them on every single round. Some really good decision-making as a squad for Northwood as well.
Yeah. I feel like that's where Texas A&M have been lacking, personally. It's just in the decision-making, it's just been feeling a little bit of individual plays rather than team plays.
Well, a little bit of a team play coming through this time for TAMU. They've got 2 up short, 2 up long, and the right play dialed up for Northwood. From the shadows to the back of C, clears it out. There's nothing here.
They slither their way onto site. They're going to be able to get the spike plants, and everybody from Texas A&M forced away from C. They're going to have to play this retake.
There's dueling Rolling Thunders available, but the lockdown is the key difference.
It's not going to be a lot of time for this retake once it's done. It's going to have to be fast. Aftershock, hopefully, to weed out some of these members of Northwood. Rolling Thunder number 1's going to be pulled out. That's Northwood's. But Benji and Dep going to strike first. Benji gets 2, shutting down that flank. And after the Rolling Thunder is Texas A&M towards their defender spawn. They're going to flood in and trickle together. But the blind KHS not able to aid Joba. A flawless round from Northwood University to win out on Haven and take Texas A&M's map pick away from them.
You know, the problem when you get onto C site without having to expend almost any utility is that right there. Joba gets hit with a Rolling Thunder, caught by an Aftershock, hit with a Fault Line, then Paranoid, and then Nanoswarmed. Like, what are you supposed to do? You just can't move. You're not playing the game of Valorant. You're not playing at all. And that's just not fun for Joba. Whew. Northwood made it look simple there at the end, didn't they?
No, like they finished the same way they started that attacking side of Haven, with a very intricate take over towards the C side. Instead, though, of taking that space over towards the defender side, they dropped that Rolling Thunder to delay the pinch coming from Texas A&M. They put their focus from the flank, and it's just, you see Northwood every single time they were on their attacking side. It's now a must-win for Texas A&M to stay alive, and this is going to be a tough one because Lotus, one of the best maps that Northwood has in their arsenal.
Yeah, listen, the thing about this Lotus map is that it really can go any direction. And I say that because I think if you correctly potentially anti-strat, like, there's a lot of tendencies that a lot of teams will fall into because this map is so wide open and because there's a lot of micro plays that you repeat often. So I think that this is potentially just as viable for TAMU to take it to Northwood. The problem is that Northwood are very good. We saw Northwood essentially play a mistake-free attack side on Haven, and Lotus plays in the rotations offensively similarly to Haven, which isn't good news for Texas A&M.
No, it's not good. I think what makes Northwood so good on a map like this too is their discipline. I don't expect it to be as, chaotic as Haven was on their defense. Lotus is a lot more patient for Northwood. They're going to run that double controller composition between Darkest and Ollie. They're not going to have to, force themselves into winnable situations. I think that this is going to be, Texas A&M Maroons' game to prove themselves a little bit, show kind of what they're made of and why they belong in the top 8 for, collegiate Valorant, when maybe why they could argue to even push a little bit past it. Texas A&M Maroon, they won a few rounds back on Haven, but that was their map pick. They needed to show me a little bit more to kind of trust in this team. And, on Lotus, I have some expectations that I'd like to see them improve on.
I mean, I'll put it to you this way, talking about, pumping up in the rankings and such, I think part of the difficulty for Texas A&M is that there's not a lot of tape on them. They play here in the NECC, and that's great, but we haven't seen a ton from them otherwise. I mean, they were able to win, the Red River Campus Clutch qualifier, but, that was, a long time ago at this point, over a month, almost 2.
No, they didn't.
Did they not?
St. Thomas did.
Red River?
I casted it, man.
The qualifier, not the...
Oh, no, the qualifier, yeah, not Red River itself.
Yeah. I might not have said qualifier. I might be trolling you.
Yeah.
Me trolling
I also
CMoore?
might have misheard. Sometimes my ears don't work.
We, between the two of us, we have a lot of issues. I think it's what we're figuring out.
Sometimes I feel old.
Sometimes I am old. Texas A&M, though, they are ready to roll. Not old at all.
No, not one bit. Spry and ready to go. Logan's going to play for the Altor. Teased a little bit of info, and here comes Texas. They're like, yo, you want that Altor? Not on our watch.
But, the anticipation there for Northwood as well, they were baiting that so hard. And, well, it's not baited out rotations, but look at how much space they have at A.
In towards tree, it's going to be Joba and Theany, only able to find the one, though. Darkest cleans them up immediately. Now Logan already working his way up. Ropes teases it for a second, but with that dark cover, doesn't want to commit, and KHS may have just got some timing towards the bottom of drop, gets the jump on towards Logan, but not able to find the kill to back it up. Aussie Frosty manages to find the head of Ali, but that's it. Northwood, what a round there.
Yeah, I mean, they got the information, basically the amount of utility that was used, countermanding that mound push, and, well, once they got onto the site, it was all ogre. First round for Northwood, and a solid start the stack side. It's been a conversation point throughout for Lotus, how strong the attack is on this map. And I think that a lot of players are kind of iffy on it. I got to speak with one of the a developer over at Riot at one of the Red Bull events, and what he was saying is basically they're looking at that, the potential to change things up. So
That's interesting.
yeah.
Because I'm wondering, what you would do to change up a map like this. Maybe it
I
comes
should
down to,
clarify. He was saying they're paying attention to it.
Yeah. But now I'm kind of theory crafting and a little beyond that. Yeah, Northwood won the round. We know that.
I wasn't even ever questioning that.
But at the same time, you look at a map like Lotus, and I feel like when it comes down to the attacking side, trying to nerf it a little bit, give the defenders a little bit more of an advantage would be taking away some of the space that the attackers get so early. And, I look over, for A, maybe, doing what they did to Breeze and closing off a section of that early, space gained by the attackers. Just giving the defenders more chokes to play on is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot of options, a lot of theory crafting happening around, and we'll see what the theory here for Tamu is on how to break Northwood's hold of this opening stages of the round. I mean, get an opening kill. That works for me.
Spike down A.
KHS, a second one. Logan's going to be blind. Has a blast pack to safety. While this is going down, Texas A&M Maroon, they don't move it muscle over at B and C. Even while the spike is actually in front of this dark cover, so Logan's going to have to try to do something special. Make some magic happen here. T&E playing it so patiently over towards B. He's going to catch Ali trying to lurk, and information on towards the second one. Logan walks through the dark cover finally. See if maybe Texas A&M Maroon did walk away from that, but they did not. Texas A&M Maroon, they played so safe.
What a disgusting off angle on B for Teeny, by the way. Like, Ali had no idea that they could be swung. That was fantastic. And Tamu, yeah, I mean, hit heads is like the overarching combo there, but it is also just some good coordination, right? Have multiple players in position to take that fight as the toxic screen falls down. It's exactly what you want to do to create question marks for the Northwood squad. They'll be rebuying, though. And looking at things, they're very much postured towards B in the early stages of this round. There's aggression for Tamu out towards Mount. And they're putting pressure on the ceiling door as well. What?
What a shot from KHS, and damage on the Logan, too.
How? KHS, teach me your ways, man.
I mean, that is just Aim Labs 101 right there.
Being chilling.
Get playing. Crack out the Aim Labs, Vincent.
Dude, look at this.
Ali, the player, Noya's going to hit two, but Ali with the pre-fire, he just walks right into it.
I'm pretty sure that Ali wasn't blind because he was so close.
Maybe it went past them? That is...
Yeah.
That is tough. From the shadows and towards tree. Nobody's going to be here. Joba, the closest, but even still, he's going to slowly make his way in towards the dip, and at the same time, I don't want to see Joba get ahead of the curve here. Just needs to wait for this flank to start working its way in.
Speaking of that flank, it's, you know, slow and steady. They're going to get there eventually.
One down.
Darkest cut, but there's no way they know dips here.
No. And it's going to take a lot for KHS to expect this. Like trigger discipline from Dip, quite like KHS back on Haven. He lines him up. And Dip's going to put it away. Logan cleans up the player on site. And Northwood, with the rifles in their hands, they bring it back to a 2-round gap. Even after this disgusting shot from KHS. Ew.
I can't believe that he gets both of these lined up, though. I mean, that was so clean, too.
It was like 3 shots.
I am more disgusted by that than KHS's shot, and KHS's shot was fantastic. This will be enough to rebuy, and Logan's already taken a punch of space there out towards Rubble. He's got the whole team with him. There's only the Killjoy here at the A site. KHS ready to take an engagement here towards Benji, but if Benji wins that duel, there'll be basically nothing stopping a B hit, or a C hit for that matter.
Ice cold in these situations too. Benji's been so good for it, and KHS might be caught with a bird in his hands.
Can't be caught with a bird.
Oh, the bird. And he is. Aussie Frosty, though, is going to be the one to fall. The flash from KHS is going to give the position of the sky away, and the turret's still going. Playing around the pillar. Trade from KHS. The Seekers, the Cabbages are sent out right away. But already, you see Northwood working into the defender spawn.
Unfortunately, Benji losing out as Thickjoy there, not skinny enough to fit around the corner. 4v4 though.
What?
Tamu? Okay. I'm blown away by how that engage goes. They're being chilling. What? How does he?
The Seekers have given everything away. They know that Northwood's playing in towards their spawn. No information on to B, and the trap was set. And they activated the trap card. I can't believe you said Thickjoy, by the way.
What?
I'm still stuck on that. Like,
I'm sorry, I just threw you off a little bit.
A little bit.
Look! Come on.
I mean, I see what you see, but I'm not the one who said it.
I couldn't stop myself. Bad caster. Anyway, Tamu, fantastic round from them. Like you said, I mean, just that is why the Seekers are so good on this map. if we're being honest. Part of the reason why, you know, as like good as the composition that Northwood are running is with Dip on the Sova, having or not having that potential with the Sky is a pretty big loss.
Yeah. I agree 100%.
That's a lot of people.
Texas A&M are doing a great job at getting this information early, but the showstopper for Logan gonna start this round with a little bit of a bang. KHS manages to do some damage mitigation as he's on the run. Low HP in the Sky and won't be able to use that regrowth to heal back up. This paint shell is going to be so damaging right onto towards the doorstep of KHS. It's a 3v2.
Teeny cut off by this dark cover, but might be able to walk right through. This is bullet
Odin
all the way through.
Remaining.
goes per. Teeny might be blocked off by the dark cover, but I think that's doing more harm for Northwood than good because you have no way to know where the second player is, and Ollie searching for a lifeline. Anything to light the path back into this round.
30
Notice,
seconds left.
Tamu, how their position, how their posture, just both falling back, giving a wide area for Ollie to work with. Knowing that, I mean, the right decision is play it together and, hey, lockdown, why not? I mean, I'm at this point, you confirm rounds.
That's an expensive round here. Ollie has to be careful not to get detained, and I was a little bit worried for a second, but this is Ollie we're talking about. Toxic Orb's going to allow a little bit of defense for the spike defuse to happen. The defender is going to stick it out. Teeny thought for a second got clipped by that Bulldog, but it was only Chopa who was body blocking it.
Maybe there was a ping there that kind of gave some false information. It seemed like Ollie wasn't quite sure where he planted that spike and was a little bit off because of it. Valiant effort in the 1v2, but yeah, Joba, phenomenal work on that Odin. I feel like not a gun you see all the time here on Lotus, but one that I am certainly welcoming for those reasons and more.
3-3 we go. Right, similar to Haven, Texas A&M Maroon early into the game are staying on pace with Northwood, keeping it scrappy and finding success off of that. But big difference, though, is you think back towards Haven, eventually they ran out of gas. It's kind of, can they hold on to this marathon?
They also ran out of attack side rounds. Northwood's going to do the same thing here. So maybe things will be flip-flopped.
Teeny. 2 players on the other side, and now they know, but do they swing? It's a firing squad on the other side, and Logan does not look away. The patience from Northwood, it pays off in dividends. Logan is dancing around them. He's doing 360s. He's trick-shotting. He's doing everything to shut down Texas A&M.
I can't believe that Logan gets that kill. I mean, he was like jumping. He wasn't quite in the air, but he might as well have been.
Cover going out.
Being Chilling is currently on a hope and a prayer that he can save this gun because there is a squad coming to fight him aggressively, and, well, they're looking like they're probably going to find him.
Oh, okay.
Well, Benji needs the gun out to shoot. Okay.
Oh, wow. I thought for a second Big Chilling was just going to teleport across the map, but 7 bullets in the chamber. Dark cover's going to block off the information from the sonar, but they know he's here.
Oh, yeah.
He is trapped. The time's taken away. Big Chilling, 41 HP. Rifle gets carried over. Northwood, they're just a little bit scared. You know, they don't have the best economy either, so they didn't want to lose any more of the rifles in their own right, so...
Yeah, I wouldn't want to lose any more. Look at dude.
Oh,
I mean, he was
is one of the games of all time.
Yeah, that's real and true. Like I said, not technically in the air, but I count that as jumping.
He was in the air.
He was landing, and yeah. Anyway, nice shot, Logan. Another Odin out here for Joba.
Poison orb emitting.
We'll see some aggression for Texas A&M. They've varied up kind of how they've approached this. It's the Trailblazer towards Root to gather that control, to force back Northwood for the time being. And, well, maybe that's the space that they need to get that victory back. Oh, that showstopper, though.
Oh, wow. Hail Mary. That's interesting.
run.
That is a very interesting hold. I wonder what proc the use of that.
Well, they heard
now
players.
Has a chance to shut down this flank. Even Vincent in the lockdown, forcing the players off of C slowly. This flank needs to turn into something soon. Or, you know, Northwood are just going to be able to set up on site.
From the shadows, just to check the close corner there on Mound. They're going to put down the Viper's Pit as well. But Joba's still fighting. That one-way supreme for them.
There's so many bullets in the chamber of that Odin. He does not have to let go. Now you got to walk into the Viper's Pit with the advantage of lives, but you lose out on Joba, and now Northwood have a little bit of an exit fighting against the Bulldog. Dini takes down Benji. 1 versus 1 here for Dip to now have his back to the wall. 2v3, still Darkest hiding inside this Viper's Pit. Dancing around the idea. Hunter's Fury is going to force them over towards Darkest. Viper's Pit now down. Time ticking away. And Dip needs to go. Both players going to be extremely low. But KHS a little bit ahead of the dark cover. Ready for the swing. Waits it out. And Texas A&M Maroon keep us tied.
Again, I hate to talk about Northwood and around the 10 win, but I'm going to do it. I have to. The fact that we see Northwood, they know the win conditions immediately. They have one option, and that's take the C site. So what do? As soon as they know they're getting triple flanked, they lock down Viper's Pit, start betting in, taking all the way towards Defender spawn. The decisions made were the right ones, but this is where Tamu deserve a ton of credit. They put Northwood in such a bad position, or a bad predicament, where their best options were bad ones.
Poison orb emitting.
He's just trying to do every micro movement you can to stay alive, and like you're, you know, what is that one song? It's like still alive, but I'm barely breathing.
I don't know the song you're talking about. I've heard it, but I have no idea what the name is.
It's like it's the script. I know it's the script.
It's
And
always
this Odin is written into the script right now.
KHS
breaks through the smoke, and somehow Northwood are still in it.
KHS put on a Halloween costume, disguised themselves as a Seeker, and walked in with them. 3v3.
To crush himself down to size too.
I mean, it worked out. Got the 1-for-1 trade. Cut this down to a winnable scenario for Tamu. But Joba not still alive. That Odin not able to spam down through that site.
Easy kill there onto Benji. Logan right there to trade. 2 versus 2. Information onto where Teeny is, but they're going to be ready for Dip. All eyes on both angles. Big Chilling is the first one. Now into a 1 versus 1. No time to hunt down this player. Has to force Dip over towards him. Barely the head is showing. Big Chilling with the flick. And there's just enough time. 3 seconds left for Big Chilling to make a crazy clutch. And for the first time in forever, Texas A&M Maroon take their lead.
Well deserved. In addition to that, I mean, I'm looking at this, and I can't believe Joba doesn't have, like, 15 kills. I really thought that we'd look at the scoreboard, and that would be the case. But it's because everybody is kind of, you know, picking up the pace. We've seen some big plays there, Bing Chilling, especially in this one. 1v2, essentially. And Dip couldn't quite get away. This has also forced Northwood into an eco.
Scanning ahead.
I mean, sheriffs aplenty. Some geometry done there by Dip to get some info towards B. It's an eco round, so that means it's going to be a B hit.
Toxin screen down.
You said
A C hit.
there's a chance this goes to Game 3. If Texas A&M Maroon take down Northwood on their map pick, then truly anything is possible. Jobo was the only one I see again with this Odin. I thought maybe he's going to be able to make mincemeat of these players, but it's KHS and Teeny to make that happen. Northwood still managed to get their way over towards the C site for a spike plant, but with numbers, Texas A&M Maroon can have an advantage on this retake. Darkest trying to cut them down, and he will. 3 versus 3.
Hey, I mean, at this point, Northwood are very confident in this engagement. They've taken that fight towards Joba like 4 times in a row, and at some point got to get it. That was ambitious from Darkest. I think trying to get a gun, maybe? But got information. Stip pulls out the Hunter's Fury. That too doesn't work out.
Wally's got a Marshall.
Last player
Light armor
standing.
2. The no-scope misses. It's all down to Dip. Shots from the Sheriff. Right through the dark cover. Hoping and praying it lands. Takes down TD. Won't get Bing chilling. Again, the defuse is going to be the way the Texas A&M Maroon take the round as they push their lead up by 2. That's 3 rounds in a row, Vincent.
Northwood not very lucky today trying to hit a diffuser through smoke on C.
But they can do everything else.
Yeah, 0 for 3 on that one specific situation, though. But not in the lead. It's Tamu who have themselves a little 2-round early grab. And the fact that this is still the attack side for Northwood is making that oh so much more impressive in my book.
I mean, I was going to ask you, too. It's like, where do you feel comfortable as Texas A&M Maroon with your defensive rounds 1? I feel like they're more than comfortable with 6 at the half.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and it's not unreasonable that they could pick up a couple more, but this is currently a good read of the situation for Northwood. That opening pick, Teeny, I think needed to be jump spotting there, like just shoulder peeking instead of making a commitment, because that one kill essentially gives the entirety of the A site over to Northwood, and now they can set up in any post-plant scenario they want.
There's a good chance that one kill gives them the round. Texas A&M Maroon gonna have to take their time at clearing their way back in towards A. So many angles to check. And after that, they have to hit the shots to go on top of it. KHS working the flank. Turret's going to give it away. Information now for Northwood to turn around. Aussie Frosty working on the pinch, but denied entry back on towards the site. And still KHS trying to work a little bit of magic, but time is going away. And Logan's going to get Joba now down to 3. Make it 2 members for Texas A&M Maroon. They get cut down, and Northwood finally stop the bleeding.
Yeah, don't let Northwood get into, like, real post-plant positions, because that's what happens. They've been kind of put into uncomfy spots over towards the C site because of how aggressively they've been trying to fight Joba towards spawn. Not the case over there at A. Final round of the half, and it's a broken purchase. Tamu playing that college student life right now in the buy. We've got what? A single judge, a couple of stingers, though I do love the stinger.
Oh, the flash right in the face. Nobody dies. Aussie Frosty's the one that dies off that one. 3 members fully blind, and Texas A&M Maroon are the ones that die.
Yeah, that's brutal. That guiding light followed by the paranoia. It caught everybody. Not a single player left left with vision. Darkest. That orb kind of great actually for Northwood.
Spike carrier killed.
KHS?
Spike down A.
Okay, that's a lifeline thrown. KHS sprays down 3. Bing Chilling thinks he has timing, but Darkest saw it. They know where this omen's going to be, and Dark is going to be watching it. The Singer won't be able to cut this distance. Lockdown for Joba in a 1 versus 2.
Planted.
This is it. Judge is going to be upgraded over towards a Vandal. It's a Prime Vandal, so he's going to be feeling good.
Yeah.
But Decay from this Toxic Orb, he's got to take this time to wait for the lockdown to finish, and nobody gets detained. Darkest now able to set back up on this aggressive angle. Waits for the turret to fully form before giving away his position and backs right up. Both members of Northwood playing this so smart. They have a showstopper too for Logan. And all they need to do is hold hands, wait for Joba to make them step up. Joba's got no time. The showstopper's going to give it away. 52 HP. Darkest and Logan playing some perfect post-split tech. And Northwood tie us back up at the half.
What's so crazy is that Darkest Toxic Orb right there literally nullifies a lockdown just by being in position, and that being the direction that Joba goes. Just can't really commit through it. Can't make that decision because he knows that, well, they could be swinging him. No way you walk through that Toxic Orb with a snake bite inside of it.
Placing swarm grenade.
Fantastic utility usage late into the round by both Logan and Darkest. Can rely on Northwood just to not make mistakes, and I think that's right there, a good example of it.
I feel like the comms of Northwood the whole time is just them saying trust. Just over and over again, just trust. Trust. Wait, trust.
So they're a cult.
What?
Huh?
I don't see the correlation.
Just trust me. Don't worry about it. Do you see? Do you not understand? It's fine.
I love you, man. Ali. On the angle,
Oh,
two
no!
players gonna be here. Call with the knife out. Hey, pull a little bit of a Benji there. Shock dart for Dip. He's running to the hills. Has to exit to B-Link.
That shock dart did big damage, though. Look at the HP bars.
It did, but there's so many players that I think Dip's like, all right, you guys got this time.
Never mind. They have the overgrowth. I forgot.
There's a slow flank happening. And Logan's already on A.
The problem is these A defenders, they need to hold back for a little bit.
Do they? Logan's
Okay.
playing some aim labs in the game right now.
30
Snapping
seconds
from
left.
head to head. Logan gets two. Still 2 versus 2 in the flank. Is going to be where this all unravels. KHS
Did he not spawn them
trying to
both?
look for a way to bring this back, but no information onto where that second player is. So KHS is so unsure of what to do.
Spike planted.
All Northwood need to do is wait for the spike to go down and hold hands on the way back in. They saw KHS,
One
12
enemy
HP.
remaining.
Jump around the corner. The first shot lands, but Benji's easily going to be able to clean it up.
Honestly, KHS has been so crispy today, CMoore.
You don't deserve
I mean,
my
that was so winnable for him. Unfortunately, I mean, he was like 1 HP already. Here's Logan. I mean, 1 bullet more, and that was a triple
One
kill.
enemy remaining.
I'm just so impressed with the way that KHS is playing a lot of these rounds. I know I might be a little bit biased in saying that because he is just the loudest player on the team right now when it comes down to kills, but it's just the way he's putting himself in so many of the right spots at the right time and using the most in the Sky utility.
Northwood will see if they can convert this round. Full mound control for the defenders.
What?
Spike down. C.
A little questionable maybe for being chilling.
Showing a little bit of lag. It's scandalous. No scope from Ali there.
Style
2
points.
members. Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
I mean, if there's anybody who's going to be getting the style points, it's Logan so far. He's been doing somersaults.
Dude, 17 and 9. When did that happen? I didn't even realize. I should look at the scoreboard more. I've determined.
Stats don't matter.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I keep telling myself, and I'm like 0 and 15. Big fan of Owen. He's my best friend.
I heard you were legally changing your name.
I thought about it, but then I did this whole branding around Vincent, and it's just awkward. I'll eat. Dude, no wait. That was ambitious, especially with a Spectre.
One enemy remaining.
I mean, it's so clean right now.
Be it.
What to expect from a second round of the half? No, that's not even the second
No.
round. That's the third round of the half.
that was the
wait,
good round.
that was the gun round for Texas A&M Maroon, and Northwood make it look like a thrifty.
I mean, it really was. They had there was a bonus. They had SMGs and a Marshall. And Logan had a gun,
Enemy
but
remaining.
I guess you can go for that aggression that we saw from Ali, because you have Logan backing you up.
They make Texas A&M Maroon look like they're the ones in the thrifty, though.
I know.
Which they are
Devastating.
now.
We'll see if this gets any better. That A aggression gone for Northwood in this one. Instead, they're doing a little stack up towards the B site. Maybe going to take some
Chilling.
contact. Similar.
Chilling has like 1 HP.
How have they? There's like no info right now.
No. This is a very bold Trailblazer to throw just in the open, but A lot of trust here for Texas A&M Maroons to take this side. A nice shot from KHS. Lights out. That's the Seekers and the regrowth to bring Big Chilling back into this round, but Spike still has yet to be planted.
Darkest watching on the operator from his own spawn, and this is really good post plant though for Tamu. They've got a ton of control. Full heaven is all theirs, and a dark cover goes down right in time. KHS is terrorizing the flank.
It's not only on fire with the shots, but it's dynamic too. Logan takes down Big Chilling, but blows him up in the meantime. 3 versus 2. Thrifty here for Texas A&M Maroon. Darkest with the op. He's going to be finessing around the corner. Darkest! 3 kills in the round. Swaps the Phantom. Taps the Spike. But KHS with the clutch. 4 kills. 20 in total. Texas A&M get one on the board here on their attack.
I mean, I was saying KHS has got a lot of space over at A. Don't know how he got there, but he found all the kills and locked them out of their own site. Darkest should get way more credit for almost bringing that back. Dude hitting some nasty flicks on the operator and has the money to bring it back in around, what is this, 5? Yeah, 5. Math is difficult.
Dude, math is so hard.
3 plus 1 equals 4, plus 1 equals 5.
Blinded.
Got it.
Hey, yeah, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. You know, I know I already talked about Marks once on the broadcast, but he actually told me yesterday. He said live on camera. He said that math is easy.
That's fake news. That guy is crazy. I love it, but he's crazy.
Well, that's gonna be a chunky paint shell.
Where'd it go? It got eaten into the void.
Yeah.
They were blind too. Where'd it go?
Wait, big kill from Big Chilling. He used from the shadows all the way onto sight and gets in behind. Takes down the first one, now looking to be an issue for the rest of this round. Logan's trying to hunt down this player, but now comes the cavalry. Logan's able to equalize this, but he loses Ollie.
It's being Chilling down. On Darkest. Gonna be forced back by a robot. No way. No way! Fortunately, KHS is there to trade. They're still 2 alive, and well, Darkest is one of them, so round not over for sure.
1 enemy remaining.
Joba's going to have an angle, though, in that head. That op is not going to have any eyes on these players. In a 1v3, Benji obviously going to do crazy things, Vincent. But now that they know exactly where he is, they still have this Viper's Wall. Has to be thinking about saving this rifle. They do not have a lot of money.
Yeah, I would love to see him go grab this op.
Yeah, that's what he's thinking about. But KHS has been a beast. This is KHS doing everything he can to win this game.
1 enemy remaining.
And I'm not going to take anything away from Texas A&M and put it all on KHS. He has been frying when it comes down to the kills. But when you have Big Chilling making some very bold plays, like using a from the shadow to get onto A and flanking these players, it allows for KHS to use that space.
Yeah, I mean, it really does. And I think that
1 enemy
part of this as well is Northwood currently playing their own game, and Tamu starting to figure out the way that they can answer it, right? Early in this half, it was a little bit of a struggle, but Tamu putting a lot of presence towards A early in these last few rounds.
Ew!
Can I get a replay of that, like, constantly?
That was so crazy.
Just need to see that back again and again and again.
I'm going to expect Darkest to
Oh,
post
thank
that.
you.
Oh, here we go. Like, look at this. Look at this. The smallest frame on that shot. That is not something anybody can do. That is crazy out of Darkest. But you're right, though, is that, like, I feel like Texas A&M Maroon have figured out a strategy of success here on Lotus, and more likely than not, that strategy is just trying to do something unorthodox to set Northwood off. You know, just confuse them a little bit.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't even call it unorthodox, right? Getting that early control towards one area of the map, it's the way to play this Lotus map. Oh, that's tough.
It is. And it's not going to stop Texas A&M Maroon. A lot of damage onto Aussie Frosty, but That's going to enable Joba to start taking the reins, and he walks forward, gets the big kill, and Northwood are down to the 2 members. They can walk forward and grab some guns out of this. But in doing so, they've given up A.
Take some space, and then go A. That is the plan of action, and it is a good plan.
Spike planted.
Benji's Vandal, HP
Last
low.
player standing.
Ooh.
No.
Now it's all gone.
Yeah, it's very low. Like,
Precision kill.
0.
3 kills here. 3 shots. 1. Oh.
NT though. Is that caster bias right there? You cheering for Northwood? Can't believe you.
I'm not cheering for Northwood. If it happened, I would have been a genius.
Seeing into the future. CMoore cast, everybody.
I want to see a third map just as much as everybody else. I don't think there's somebody who praised on the downfall of Northwood as much as I did last year when they were undefeated.
Wow.
Seeing them
Toxicity out of this guy.
down the way they are now, it's exciting to me at the opportunities that we will have for the competitiveness of collegiate Valorant. I love the guys on Northwood. They're great.
I'm fully
I do
gaslighting
like
you.
seeing
I understand what you mean.
these
but
games.
You're just so toxic. I don't know what to tell you.
I am.
Listen. Northwood now bleeding a time or two. And Tamu maybe here to draw some blood tonight. We'll see. We still got a couple of rounds to play. It's tied up, 9-9. 3 rounds to lead the second half for Northwood, followed by 3 for Tamu Maroon. Leaves us here.
Traveling.
Does lead us here
Scout destroyed. Seek them out.
in towards a swing round for who's going to take the lead back.
Found one. Hawk out.
Seekers for KHS. He's following it right away. He's running forward with that bird in his hand. Showstopper now for Aussie Frosty to back this one up. KHS removes the head of Logan from his shoulders as the spike goes down at B.
Welcome
It's
to
fantastic
my
because this
world.
means there's no flank from A-Link.
Dip. He might have got his way in here. Goes out of the dark cover. It's Aussie Frosty not able to connect with the shots though. And spam through the smoke. Dini and Aussie Frosty putting Northwood yet again in a 2vx scenario.
I feel so badly for Dip there. That's just not even fair. He had all the information. He made the right play, got the timing correct, and then just couldn't find it through the smoke. Tragedy. But a fantastic round by Tamu. And let me tell you why. That Seekers up A, it's exactly what was needed to clear everything out. And, it would have been okay if KHS didn't get the kill, but because KHS dispatches Logan, who's the only player at A, that A-Link is now fully theirs. Forever.
Yeah.
And always. And that's the main avenue of retake towards the B site. That's what makes B so difficult to hold in a post plant, is if you don't have control of one of the 3, well, technically 4 entrances, but I assume you have your own, I assume you've gotten pillars control. But getting one of the 3 entrances that the defenders are coming back from is the important factor to actually holding on to B in a post plant.
And it's something that was so good with Northwood's attacking side back on Haven over towards C. It's almost the exact same thing. And, when Logan goes down, Dip feels the need to make a hero play. And, the rest is history after that. It was tragedy, like you said. Texas A&M have truly evolved here on Lotus. They still have work to do, though, as Dip takes down KHS.
And Dip able to be in that position because of Ollie's forward position over at Rubble. No info gained there. Mountain control no more, though, for the defense of Northwood. Down for... It feels like the first time in a while. Looking to tie this game right back up. There's a lockdown ready to roll on both sides, actually. And out to the C site where that lockdown shines brightest.
Darkest gonna have to go big on site. Good for 1, but that's about it. Lockdown for Joba, gonna hopefully keep Northwood at arm's reach, but it's a Venn diagram as the defenders choose to use one of their own. Now it's Texas A&M Maroon forced to fight their way out, and Ollie chops them to bits. 3 kills for Ali. He's going to be detained, but there is so much time there for him to get his magic done.
Yeah, just a little bit of a mistake being made. Gotta clear out Ali up here. Kind of just assuming that everybody would be falling back, but unfortunately, assumptions are the death of many a player in the game of Valorant, and they were there for Texas A&M as we're tied up at 10 apiece. What will be the change that Tamu looked to bring? Looks like they're more interested in the C side control now. They've been working A pretty consistently, and I think they think that it's given them some space to work with, that Northwood will be a bit more passive. But as you and I could see, CMoore, that is the opposite of the truth.
They don't know. We know. They choose to go to B. That's a great call to make still. But now the Viper's Pit is going to solely allow Ali to play forward over towards Rubble, and the rest of them to rotate and watch this B site. And Northwood have an ironclad hold right now on their defense.
Yeah, B is no longer the play. It was for a second. It's no longer the play. But they're going back towards A. They know they need to get some control out towards A in order for a B site hit to be effective.
Paranoia is going to give away Ali, Hunter Shiri to catch maybe a kill here, but Aussie Frosty uses the blast pack to stay alive. Gliding light back out. Ollie's going to be blind. They know he's up on Rubble. But they're going to be able to take him down. They don't. Ollie takes down Big Chilling. Logan's here to back him up. And a huge double kill from the Rays shuts Texas A&M away from this round. Unless Joba finds this kill.
I mean, they know they're on B because of that audio cue that KHS just gave. Breaking the vent there.
Spike planted.
Ensuring that the spike will go down, yes, but there's a showstopper here for the post plant. And it's a 4-on-2. Here's that showstopper.
Player standing.
Oh. The small little sidestep from Logan, and the showstopper's allowed to make that impact. Joba knows roughly where these players are, but there's too many to get rid of. It's it with 5 HP. He's going to be able to put it to rest. 11 rounds for Northwood.
The good news for Tamu is that they still can buy. The bad news is that Northwood have just gotten 2 rounds in a row, and their momentum is swinging substantially. They've adjusted to what Tamu were doing early on. Look at the aggression ready to roll today. They've been fighting for this root control almost every round now. And when Tamu are fighting for it, they're losing. When they're not, they're losing. You see the problem here? They're losing.
They're losing. Only by 1 round, though. I mean, you have to give respect over towards Texas A&M Maroon for what they've been able to do. Logan stays alive. Lays a paint shell at the doorstep of Big Chilling. And Dip, the big brother right now, watching over the shoulder of his duelist. And a 4K out of the sofa puts Northwood on match point to put the series away in 2.
So anyway, like I said, when Tamu are fighting, they're losing, unfortunately. Dip just dominates. Logan's so blind here. Just gets the kill with the paint shells, and the Dip is not taking any prisoners. Go home. We do not want you here at the A site, says Dip. 27 frags for Logan as well. This time,
the thing, Maroon, about this game right now is the back wall after Dip was done with them.
this is massive. I meme a little bit, but Tamu, they've won this root control and Rubble already.
Yeah.
This is massive for them.
Do or die. Dip finds another kill. Ollie's going to be a little bit too far up. And possibly another big mistake for Northwood. No flank to watch out for.
I don't know what Ollie was doing out in the open there. Caught in transition of some kind.
Darkest with a shorty. The smoke goes away. Dip's going to have to yet again go nuclear. Here's the second 2v3. Benji has yet to make himself known. Last chance for Texas A&M Maroon. Up forward is going to be Frosty. Now down to Dip. 30 HP. One shock dart, the drone, and the sonar. But as the time goes down, Dip's going to try to maybe pull an audio cue, make this expensive for Texas A&M Maroon. Other than that, Vincent, I got that feeling that we're looking at 11 here.
I mean, 30 HP, that's not even a question, just a time frame. Dip will think he's getting out, but he ain't.
Maroon has to go.
No, they're fine. Totally fine. Able to escape
We know
and
what we're
more.
doing. Trust each
Mistake
other
made.
and we'll
Logan
fall.
caught in the middle. Trying to get towards root. Don't know if they missed some utility or like a blast pack or what, but then we saw Ollie kind of caught trying to transition back to the site. Darkest with a pistol out. Just a cacophony of errors in that round for Northwood, leading Texas A&M to force this max rounds.
I mean, this game is still very winnable for Texas A&M Maroon. A one away from sending us to overtime. I feel like Northwood got a little bit lazy in that last round, and you know, Ollie, you don't normally see him make plays like that.
Yeah, I don't know what led up to it. Whatever it was, mistakes made.
Showstopper. Off the Seekers. Hunting them down. Benji's going to be blown up. Dip without just Fury. Manages to do some damage control, but Seal walking their way in. Texas A&M, all gas, no brakes. Nice shot from Big Chilling. He gets two! And overtime becomes so real.
It's just not even fair. Being
Welcome
Chilling
to my
gets that
world.
shot whilst the Trailblazer running straight at the opposition. They didn't even see Big Chilling because there was a dog in their face.
The Viper's pit for the 2 versus 4. Joba is going to be playing towards Mound.
Player
Dip gets a
standing.
free one, but Teeny inside of the smoke. Shorty in hand, lighting the way to overtime. This is it. Ollie, can you right that wrong? Can you go nuclear? Can you clutch up the TP in? KHS denies. We're going all the way.
KHS
Switching sides.
poetically equalizing as well the frag count there of Logan on the other side. And this is what I was talking about. Just not fair. Darkest, all he's seeing is teeth gnashing at him, trying to take him out. Being Chilling on the other side. He's like, what? I didn't even get swung. Doesn't feel fair, but that is the rules, and we play by them. OT feels fitting for how back and forth this map has been. Northwood picked it, but Tamu, they're here to stay. Joba, back on the Odin.
I asked for, you know, adaptations out of Texas A&M Maroon, some, I guess, heroics from this team, something that just sets them apart from others. And at this moment, it is just how crazy they play and how strong KHS is at winning some individual fights. Big Chilling sent running barely alive around Mounds.
There.
And a dark cover should allow him to escape. Well, he's going to leave KHS on that mound now to see if he can cut down a couple of these players from Northwood, but has to be careful not to lose his life.
But just...
One of the members on Northwood had 30 shots left in that Vandal.
Yeah, I mean, gotta be careful. You know, can't be spamming too awful much these days. But all you need is one bullet to the head. That one, not a headshot, but it's close enough. Dip to deliver the opening engagement. And Dip, he's collected orbs. He's got the ultimate ready to go. That Hunter's Fury
Look at
is
this.
ready for business.
Darkest is just controlling Link over towards A. He's denying Texas A&M Maroon to look in on B. And that allows safe passage for the Spike to get in over towards the site. It's already planted, and now Darkest can just sit here and wait for somebody to bite. Again, I mean, you've allowed Northwood to set up this perfect post plans. All they have to do is stop the clock here. Big Chilling's going to find Ali. Teeny, an advantage. But at that, you still have to fight all the way to the end. Hunter Fury is going to be activated from Dip. Stops the defuse from happening. Now looking for a kill off the back of it. There's nothing that right now Texas A&M can do. Benji going to drop Dip alone. Aussie Frosty, what is that?
Dip needed to get a kill with that Hunter's Fury, but Taney was being incredibly vague about where they were. Just tapping the spike, then going back, tapping the spike again. It was very solid play. Good movement from Taney in order to dodge and dip around the Hunter's Fury there. Northwood
Here.
They missed the chance. CMoore now the chance to close. Bind could be here if we're not careful. Northwood, though, back on the defense, where they've had some very solid rounds.
Gonna have to do it yet again, though. Does look like Northwood want to pick up the pace, but it kind of blows up in front of them. TNT and Aussie Frosty combined for 3.
Watch Darkus, though. He's coming from B-Link. Ready to go. And gonna get the planter, too. Spike down, CMoore.
Down A.
And a snake bite.
One enemy
Denies them
remaining.
of going back into this one. Dip on the cross. Lands a shot onto KHS. Drone's gonna give the information of where TNT's gonna be. He has to fight his way out. And that's just not possible. Darkest won't allow anything more. No more shenanigans.
Overtime.
Overtime number 2.
We gotta do it again. And like I said, I mean, Darkus, this is why he's such an it factor for this
One enemy
team.
remaining.
Able to catch the timing perfectly and fall away, not overcommitting to that fight either. Late round utility with the Owl drone as well. Feels good to have that in your back pocket. Dip and Logan nearing 30 apiece.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Lots of aggression over towards Mound. 3 members of Texas A&M, and one of them is going to be pinged by the sonar dart. And love this from Northwood. They immediately packed their bags back over towards A. Luckily for Texas A&M Maroon, this is where your Killjoy is set up for. So there is a chance to delay and allow for some repositions to happen.
Giving away a little bit, but they don't know the extent to which this is a stack. If they go back towards B, Northwood, I mean, they have to deal with the 2 players there, but that seems far better than what was almost 3 a moment ago. And, well, with the rejoining of this player at steps, it's going to be KHS, the 3rd defender once again. I think this rotation to B is key, but being chilling is the linchpin.
Yeah, Big Chilling has to be careful. Players behind him, players in front of him. He's definitely going to be the difference maker. And now he knows, turns right around. Shadow over towards the block out Logan. Big Chilling ready to do a little bit of heavy lifting. First kill is going to be secured. Immediately traded out, and the B side open for Northwood.
And here's where things get dicey.
Blinded.
Gotta get that flank through the link into the site. And it's trades in both directions.
Found them.
One
Post plan is going to be from a link. Hunter's Fury yet
Another
again
one.
for Dip. Aussie Frosty's going to tap it.
He's an orb
Still time to
collector.
play with. It's going to be Benji, the first one to take contact. Aussie Frosty not able to secure that kill. This should be a Northwood win. They just need to play together. Sonar Dart, Aussie Frosty doing as much as he can to keep them away. But it's the least of his worries. There's a bomb behind you. And Northwood take the lead.
Dip is absurd. Dude has, I mean, he's an orb collector to the max, first of all.
Spike down
They
A.
get him all the orbs to make sure he's got his ultimate. And then to the post plant, he's got a recon bolt, an owl drone, a hunter's fury. Like, what does he not have? CMoore, someone has to stop him.
40 kills. He doesn't have 40 kills
I mean,
yet.
give me another couple overtimes. We can make that happen, CMoore.
Is that a promise?
That's a threat.
Oh. The only threat right now is Texas A&M Maroon threatened at losing this series. One more round for Northwood and they can put it away here. Texas A&M, they need to piece together 3 rounds in a row if they don't want to give Northwood another chance.
I will say KHS unfortunately has slowed down a little bit towards this overtime period.
Yes.
It's not something that, you know, you can always control. It's just about where you can find the engagements. But hey, post plant for Tamu. They've got a 5v5 as well. And Northwood haven't been able to farm their orbs, so Dip doesn't have his ult.
Satchel out.
Can be spotted. The Viper in the center. Blastback's just keeping Teeny on his toes. Steel manages to walk away with a kill there. Teeny gets 2. And Joba, the Odin, just continuing to collect kills with this LMG. Darkest to 1v3. Denied away back into the site by KHS. 14-14. Overtime number 3 here. on Lotus. And yes, I mean, Vincent, you talk about how KHS may have been slowing down a little bit in these past couple rounds, but there you see those 2 kills to put it away. And where KHS has slowed down, Teeny and Aussie Frosty both have been doing a lot in these last little bits of Lotus and keeping this game alive.
I mean, that Raze especially.
Don't
I think Aussie Frosty was having a little bit of a tough time during regulation, but has absolutely come to fruition here in overtime. That's for damn sure. And it looks like Tamu winning the fight over towards the A side. I mean, defense obviously having a massive advantage in that engagement, so Northwood, if they want that control, they're going to have to come back at a later date. Sorry, we're closed.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's after hours right now. At darkest, it's bedtime.
Good night.
First kill for Texas A&M Maroon for a little bit of an advantage. KHS going to open the door, try to, you know, a little bit of a callback from regulation. This time not allowed that shot at distance.
Well, you remember this? I sure do, but Joba less than ideal in this time out. They've learned their lesson, have Northwood. They get the post plant with 4 alive and a man advantage as well.
Aussie Frosty's going to get pinged, has to run away. Still Joba looking for a wall bang. It's Theeny leading the way in the dark cover, barely going to block it off. Aussie Frosty back in for the trade. Joba, a second one. Joba, a third! Down to Benji, time ticking. He's found his way into the smoke. Trigger discipline. Aussie Frosty, no idea. And it's down to the Killjoy versus Killjoy. But low HP on Joba. Can he get it done? Benji's just teasing, dancing around it. And Benji with the clutch. The 1v2. Northwood take it back.
Dude, Benji's eyes wide as he got around that corner. Look at this from Joba. Great work, but Benji, like you said, trigger, discipline. Every second counts and just plays the time. No need. That's... Well, there was no smoke there, but finally the C site overcome by Northwood. And what's been very difficult for them overall in that position throughout this map. Advantage once again. We've traded them. Northwood picking it up twice, but Tamu now up against the wall. Map series point yet again at their back.
61 kills between Dip and Logan.
Dude's cracked.
And yet they have the lead, but barely. I mean, this is so scrappy from Texas A&M and Dip. Oh, barely an angle in the one way. You lose out on your A's.
Not a player you want to be gone. Duelist in the attack-sided rounds. You want to be able to be the tip of the spear for your squad, and Aussie Frosty will be denied that opportunity.
Benji gets a second one. You have the Viper's Pit, but it seems like... No, it's just a graphic bug. It's not going to be the Viper's Pit.
You mean that bug's still there after 3 years? No way.
Oh, big chilling now. Gonna look to do something heroic, but instead that just puts Texas A&M just on the back foot even more. Theeny now has to go recover this spike, and Dark is going to make it a 1v4. It's Theeny or it's nothing. And the Timberwolves ready to add another win to the history books with one more round. Finessing some information, making so much noise. Benji puts it away. 16-14 on Lotus. Northwood win 2-0.
Close 2-0 at that in Lotus, but well-deserved. Dropping 30 bombs. Logan and Dip doing the damage. KHS, the valiant effort individually, I might add. Everybody for Tamu playing relatively well, but still, gotta give credit where it's due. The adjustments from Northwood over the course of the series where they were struggling initially on their attack side and they were able to equalize things at 6 apiece. Like that kind of should have given us an early warning that we were in for a game.
There's only one time for Northwood that I can recall from this game of Lotus that it's like they had a round secured and they fumbled it. Every other time you've seen Northwood just set up in flawless situations and close out on the round. It's, you know, when they were losing, it came down to a very chaotic plays from Texas A&M Maroon just to maybe confuse a couple of these players, keep them scattered, and, you know, misdirection was the key there for Texas A&M Maroon most often than not. A little bit of heroics here and there, but you have to respect that, you know, Northwood are Northwood. They win it 2-0. They get another win today.